just one step. I expected a plat right there.
Alright, you guys, my name is Joel. I'll be showing you through the tunnels. I usually teach school down the street at Irving, and I'm going on my 18th year. I'm also the nerd that wrote a book on the cave. I've been giving tours of Roberts Cave every day for the past 8 years. It is really fun. Not a lot of Nebraskans visit. This was an abandoned, scary property for decades. It was last year's outstanding tourism destination for the entire state, and it's all people from other countries and other states. I answer this question all day long. I grew up 3 blocks from here. How have you never heard of this? I go, easy. We hung out with a respectable crew. I first learned about it when I was a little older than you guys. My Aunt Peggy gave me a book called Guide to the Ghosts of Lincoln, and she'd drive us to Bloody Mary's house, Roberts Cave, Hobbitsville, try to freak us out. Right where you guys parked was a big house that belonged to an infamous family, the Scarboroughs. And I say it was creepy because at one time, they had pet coyotes tied up to trees as pets. All you did was bang on the sun porch, lady would come out, do the bolt, crank on lights, right by the tree was a door. You'd start heading down some steps. You remember the Goonies. See this Gilbert? This reminds everybody of Goonies. Come up to a former restaurant, follow some stranger to a basement, and you end up in a cave, looks identical. Just no baby Bruce and pirate ships. Let me show you what happened to the stairs. I'll flip-flop. The door was right there. You go down, over, down. That's what's left of the steps. You see them? Come back this way a bit. There they are, right there. See them? If you're the naughty type to sneak in and party back in the day, first of all, welcome back.
Oh, wow.
But all the lights used to be smashed out, and you had to take the screens and follow them to whatever tunnel the party was, just like this. That's how you knew where you were going. Isn't that something? Someday you should read a book called Tom Sawyer. Kids your age used to explore caves with a candle and a string. Isn't that something? Got it on the National Register a few years back, so don't carve the walls anymore. $203 ticket. It took the Atmospheric Sciences Department 31 hours to laser scan the cave. So everything in here is mapped and recorded to the millimeter. So all you do, stay with me as a group, take all the pics you want. You gotta watch yourself on the steps. They're basically old stones. Nothing in here is flat. You gotta pick up your feet. Alright? You wanna help me with the lights? Yeah? I got another secret door. Check this out. You see that button? Push it. Knock 2 times right there, kinda hard. Knock, knock, knock. Look at that. Whoa. It's none of your business. Good job. Lit up the whole cave. Well done. Okay, class, let's review. Watch your step, watch your step, watch your step, and watch your step. Here's a rail for you. Come on in, I'll tell you all about it. You guys remember? Follow me.
What? Wait, your turn.
Oh, yeah. Watch your step.
I'll tell you all about it.
Why is there drawings on the wall?
People have been messing around in here for a long time.
He's gonna tell us all about it.
Don't touch me.
You gotta post these pics to Robert's Cave Tours at Cave in Crocs.
Got it. Stay over here.
Everybody good? Come up just a little bit.
Oh,
sorry.
There you go. Okay guys, welcome to Robert's Cave. So what makes this one of the weirdest caves in the world? First of all, America's got a lot of caves. Do you guys know what state has the most?
South Dakota.
That's a good guess. Tennessee's got over 10,000. Nearby Missouri's got 7,500. Nebraska, one show cave. Indian Cave's not a cave. It's a beautiful campground. The chalk mine is a mine, and the one in Nebraska City is man-made and full of water. Usually when you go to caves, everything's limestone. They teach you about stalactites, stalagmites, cave bacon, flowstone. This is totally different. This sucker is all sand. Anything that ever happened in here is stuck in the walls. Every single inch of this cave is going to be covered with 150 years of activity. From the 1860s all the way to 2015, when the building was built. Back when people were named Tank and Tex. How about Patches? Anybody know anybody named Peasy? You guys know beneath Lincoln it looks like Florida?
He's good.
Check it out.
Good thing Mom didn't.
Take off the top. Take back the top layer of this cave and it looks like sugar. Isn't that cool? You guys know Capitol Beach Lake is saltwater? Yeah, saltwater bathing amusement park all the way to the 60s. Isn't that cool? Makes sense now? Come on down.
I'm not digging to get too dark.
Usually, guys, right off the bat, somebody goes, Joel, what are the historically significant carvings you found since reopening the tunnels? NWA, Metallica, and the Kool-Aid. Come on over here, guys. It's flat.
What was the first thing you said? Metallica, the Kool-Aid, what was the first thing?
NWA. Usually, in addition to the new ones, we got plenty of oldies. You got an April 6, 1911 above your head. There's Boy Scout troops from the 40s and 50s. Before this was Robbers Cave. Had a lot of names. Penitentiary Cave, Lincoln Cave, Notorious Old Cave, Pawnee Council Cave. The oldest name I ever found for it writing the book. Original Council Cave Tunnel. Look at the ceiling. You can see the pretty watermarks. Most of it, though, was enlarged. You'll know when we get there. I'll show you the pickaxe marks. Just like Minecraft. When you had a Minecraft sweatshirt on. What's the temp in here?
60.
You're close. 50 to 55
I'm at
year
51.
round.
It's 51 right now.
When it's 100 and humid, it feels like this. When it's 30 below and windy, it feels like this. Isn't that something? In the summer, you guys are wearing swimsuits and flip-flops on the tour. In the wintertime, we're all bundled up. It's all in your head. Temp doesn't change in here. Isn't that funny? All right, if you guys find glittery sparklies on the floor, sorry it's not gold. There's weddings in here a lot. They look like this. Don't have to worry about getting rained on. Don't have to worry about the temp changing. Don't have to worry about the wind messing up your hair.
Would be.
No, you got somebody to hold that for you on your wedding day.
This light color.
Got any in-laws you don't like? Tell them you got married in whatever country you want. That's how you solve that. We're heading deeper. The back becomes the...
Here we go.
Here's a good one.
Wrong step with. There you go. Careful.
Careful on the steps, you guys. They remind people of apartments in Europe.
Yep.
Good job, good job. Good job.
Yeah, she wasn't. Oh, good job. Good job. Oh, wow.
Watch the last step. It's a doozy.
We can go down either side. You guys want to know something funny? Those rails from 1908 haven't moved a millimeter. The one up top from 2015 has been replaced 4 times already. Making progress.
Don't make it like they used to.
Well, whatever they use for sand back then, you actually did it yourself. That's coming up in a second. Where do you usually see a lot of sand? That's all right. You're gonna make that answer next time. You guys want to know why we have all this sand in the eastern part of Nebraska? It's kind of funny. No? We're at the bottom of a shallow sea at one time. You're walking through an old beach. You Minecraft fans, this is iron ore. You can touch that if you want. The black is iron ore. Get your stone pickaxe out, bud. Now, I want you to notice something. Follow my hand. It makes a wavy pattern up and down all through the cave. Isn't that cool? Eastern Nebraska was the shoreline for the western interior seaway.
Okay.
You're walking through an old beach. If you guys are curious of the new ones, those are vandalism tickets from when the building was a construction site. People came down and put a couple of new ones in. The 2015.
Oh.
Here's an oldie. This one turned 123 a couple months ago. December 13th, 1901. Right next to a college party from the 80s, right next to a You Suck. Check out Jen the Skeleton. And here, this will make you feel old. Ghostface from Scream
I found something.
is almost 30. Before you know it, it's going to be 100. Hang it right.
There's something over there.
What do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
That's great. Sorry.
Two lines.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just line up. We'll make like a horseshoe. Anybody remember Robin Williams, R.I.P.?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that movie Dead Poets Society?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. I got a photo from 1912. It's the Union Literary Society. Right there. It's always reminded me of that movie Dead Poets Society.
Oh wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow.
There you go. Keep it going.
I felt like I needed to.
Everybody's got to say it.
Maybe
Here's a friend of mine's Nebraska Wesleyan.
that thing over there.
You guys, you're in a cave. One person talk. No one's gonna
My
be able
son
to
went
hear
to
you.
Nebraska Wesleyan for a short
Nebraska
time.
Wesleyan date dash photo, 1985. Check this out. They look like Matt Dillon and Julia Roberts. All right, we'll try this again. 2 lines, 1 on each side. 1 line here, 1 line there. Come on up, make a line. 1 line here,
Step up.
1 line there. Very good. Like a bag of cookies. Okay, guys. All this looks and smells a lot different than when I was in school 30 years ago. A lot of good times in here, a lot of problems with fights and break-ins. Now, the people that owned it bulldozed the top. They sealed it off with a big slab of cement. Had you visited Robbers Cave after 99, they're sneaking out in the middle of the night to get on your belly and shimmy through a 2x2 hole for 20 minutes, all the way back into the stairwell to drop into the cave. That's
Wow.
why YouTube's got hour-long video of people running through here. The whole cave was full of cans and bottles and tools and batteries and mattresses. And even bathtubs from the 80s pictures. So it looks and smells a lot different. Took $1.5 million just to clean it out. Back over here is a tunnel that takes you into a different part of the cave that for 75 years was known as the lunchroom. There used to be picnic tables in there. Back there was a fireplace, okay? I normally don't go back there on tours because 30 people, it's too tight. Whenever I have little groups like this, I always take you back for a look. I've got really funny pictures from the 50s I want to show you, okay? So if you're not afraid of the dark, use the rails, follow my light. Left, 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 stay to the left. Saturday Adventures with Joyce. There you go. You know your left and right.
Oh, this is cool.
Come on in, just stay to the left.
But it's like so tiny. I'm not scared of it.
Come on in, just stay to the left. There you go. Come on in, just stay to the left.
I'm not afraid of you guys.
Be brave, that's good. Come on in, just stay to the left. Okay, good job, guys.
Is the back on the scale?
All right, everybody. All the way in the back where the picnic tables used to sit, this was the fireplace. Here in a minute, we're going to do a loop like a train. Just follow the person in front of you. The reason you're on the left, there's a little dip right here. You stick to the neck, you go right around it. And when you get to here, you can look all the way up and out. You'll see daylight at the top. All right, give you a sense of how far underground you are. But first, after book signings, these sweet ladies love sharing their party pics from back in the day. This is July 1957. Right here where we're standing cooking hot dogs. 1957 weenie roast. Doesn't that look fun?
Oh, wow.
1957 weenie roast. Right back there. Okay, grown-ups, anybody remember Caddyshack?
Oh, yeah.
Look at the guy in the background. Doesn't that remind you of Bill Murray from Caddyshack? The guy that was always after the Gophers. He's out of it. My favorite of all time was taken in '52. Would you guys believe they had high-def pics in the '50s? They're made out of glass. They're called ectochrome. You shine a light behind them, they're perfectly clear. There's no pixels.
Yeah.
1952. Isn't that neat?
Love Ectochrome.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Why is this one my favorite? The particulars. The gentleman in the gray hat is smoking a toilet. The girl next to him's got a 45 to his head.
Oh, what?
You ever wonder what it was like to party with Grandma and Grandpa? They didn't mess around in the 50s. That's a totally normal conversation back then.
That is my grandma, actually.
Where are you going tonight, sweetheart? I got a date at Robertson. You're gonna have some fun. You can take that with you. Nobody messed with her. What a piece. Nowadays, you guys, this is where the bats fly in and out. Okay? They hibernate in the back fall to spring up in the little holes. That's why we have a net. I'm kind of creeped out by bats. I'm the only one that's ever here. I give all the tours. So they get their own area of the cave. Okay? Now, for the kids, bats are good. Just because I'm creeped out by them. They are good. They eat up all the mosquitoes, they're pollinators, things like that. So they get their own area of the cave. They're here to hibernate. So like I said, watch out for the dip. You go right around it. You guys can look all the way up the old chimney, and then we'll head out. Go ahead and start the line, bud. Do a little loop like a train. A little conga line.
Look up.
Dun, 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 dun.
Just meet me back down where we started. Tell me a little path for you right here. When you have parties here, you can have food for the street. Like tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you can see it.
To see the sunlight.
No. Like tonight, General Estimations having a big party. And it's from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and then it's 2 hours of tours for them. It's $4.50 an hour. I've done one. Have you? Yeah. You didn't get invited to the party? No. Down by the yellow chain, guys. Right where we started. Yeah. Isn't that kind of cool back there?
Very.
Okay, guys, next, let's pretend like you came and took the tour 110 years ago. There would have been a photographer right here, and this tunnel would have been packed with people, body to body, holding candles, wearing fur coats and feather hats.
Oh, wow.
And somehow they lived. This is the 1910 Palladian party. Would pull that off today. Remember the TikTok videos that you made about the flammability of beards? 1910, body to body, holding candles. You guys know how there's always a spooky lady in old pictures? Found her. Isn't that great? I'm not
It's scary.
I'm glad none of you went, Grandma. Remember weekend at Bernie's? She's probably dead. Think they just prop her up? Okay, guys, let me tell you what the rest of the cave's doing here. We made it to the arch, the man-made part. That's because right outside of that hole, way back in the 1860s, brewers from Waukesha, Wisconsin, and Red Wing, Minnesota, built Lincoln's first brewery, right here. All these tunnels were full of barrels of lager. When the product was ready, they'd roll up the ramp right out of that hole. They put it on horses down to the Haymarket. That's where all the saloons were. To dig the cave, they hired this big German man. His name was Jacob Andra. Took him 4 years. He used a pickaxe, a shovel, and a wheelbarrow. 4 years. Uncle Jake's hammering out 5,600 square feet of cave
German.
that we have today, all off the natural cavities. Yeah, that was the well. That's where they were getting water to brew lager. That used to go down 62 feet to water. Were any of you in the area in 2015? Salt Creek flooded a little bit. Nothing had been built up top, and water came right through that hole. Well, where do you think it went? Filled up the lowest point of Robbers Cave 12 feet. Now, had you brought your swimsuits, I'd take you down, we could jump in some cold water and float. And when you look up, here's what it looks like. It's a 62 feet well shaft. That's the lowest point of the cave, 62 feet. Took that in October, it's cold.
She's all mad. She said, "We should have brought our swimsuit."
It's cold, yeah. Like jumping in a skinny little cenote in Mexico.
Oh, was it fun?
Yeah. How does a well like that get all carved up? Anybody want to guess? Hop in the old DeLorean, time travel back to the 1960s? When this was totally normal, there would have been 14 little kids playing at the bottom, probably on a daily basis. You know how many insurance companies I gave corporate tours to in December? I love showing this picture. Just to make them queasy. I'm like, what are you worried about? These 12-year-olds could fix your car. More mature than 18-year-old men today. It's not even close.
Fact.
Isn't that great?
Absolute
How'd they
fact.
get out? I'm like, go watch the Sandlot. What happened to the old brewery back here when it closed? It became a brothel. I won't go into detail. Something called the Anti-Horse Thief League, that's original, rode all the way up from Kansas just to set the building on fire. 1885. So you gotta think there's no building out here. You have these abandoned caves. It's late 1800s in Nebraska. The tunnels started to be used for things like thievery and gambling. And in the late 1800s, guess who lived in Rulo, Nebraska? Jesse James. It's the Robbers Cave nickname.
That's our relative.
Welcome back. Here's a dice game.
I
Right
knew
there.
our relative was here.
1908, looking like Peaky Blinders. Nebraska's outlaws were Doc Middleton, Albert Kid Wade, Jesse James Gang, Wild Bill Hickok, and of course,
Which one's Jess?
Wild Bill Hickok, and of course in the 50s, Charlie Starkweather. Didn't live too far from here. Actually went to Saratoga and Irving. All right, nowadays, you guys, I think of all this as old school social media. People haven't changed a whole lot. Look at all the hearts and smiles. That's how they kept track of who they're dating at the time, who their favorite bands were. The first tunnel had Metallica and Anthrax. Right here's Van Halen, Dead Kennedys, Slayer, Bob Dylan, ABBA, all in a 10-feet radius. Anybody remember Ideal Grocery? There's the founder. Gardner Moore put his name up there in cursive, 1906. L.C. Hack put his name up there in cursive. And who writes their name in cursive in stone? Yeah. Come on this way, I'll show you the pick marks. Anybody ever been to Deschler, Nebraska? You know the rinky game. Kids, you want to play old school reverse bingo? Yeah, things ever have kids on the tour, I tell them, you know how many can do it. You know how in Jenga you gotta take them out. This one, backwards, build it up. Let me get started for you, okay? Keep the plank on the plane going on the pilot. Let me get it going here. Alright, have at it. Now when it gets ready to fall over, you guys need to get out of the way. Otherwise it's gonna
One at a time.
It'll land on your toes.
Has that been?
Okay, grown-ups, look at the ceiling. How would you like that job for 4 years?
Oh, wow.
Those are pickaxe marks from the 1860s. So the Scarborough's got the cave is 1908. What do you think they wanted to grow in here? Nice and dark and damp? Nailed it. This was all going to be a giant shroom garden, right? So they're clearing everything out to put in the mushroom beds. And what do you think they found? Pistols, counterfeit coins, gambling books, tubing from stills. It started a lot of rumors. Everybody was coming to see the cave. And they said, forget mushrooms, we got to open this up. So 1908 all the way to 73, you could come in here and pretty much do whatever you wanted. See all the Greek letters everywhere? Nebraska's football team in the 60s every year, right after the spring game. Side tunnel line with kegs all the way back. This was a stage for bands to play. You guys are doing great. See the cut? From that line all the way back was the stage. Wood stage. This is where you drop the extension for power. It goes all the way out the yard.
Oh.
This was the drummer's chair. Had a guy that played for a Rolling Stones cover band walk right up to it. That's my drummer's chair, dude. That's where the drummer sat. Good job, you guys. That's good. You did very well. All right, I always wanted our football team to come in for tunnel walk picks. That's good, you guys. You had plenty of chances. You did awesome. Always wanted our football team to come in. 3 seasons ago, they finally listened to me. 2 4-hour photo shoots. Got all the tunnel walks shot in Robbers Cave. Isn't that cool?
Very.
I said, you guys, nobody in Lincoln's going to know where you are. Get your butts in here. Finally worked. Here's what it looked like on the big screen. And they came running out. Sitting right there. I remember people going, what's up with the horror movie thing? Not realizing Nebraska's been messing around in here for decades. I called it the true tunnel walk. You want to know what's crazy about having a football team in here? Cleats. Cleats. With their weight and their cleats, they were hitting the really deep sand. So they loosened up things from the bottom of the cave floor that hadn't been messed with in decades. The next day, look what's all over the floor. Look at a dresser drawer full of bullets. These are spent rounds. 38s, 22s, 357 Magnum, wad cutters, hollow points, full metal jacket. These are shotgun wads. What I'm getting at, you guys, there's a lot of shooting going on in here.
Yeah.
You gonna throw that away for me? Put it in your pocket, throw it away?
You can wear
Last season, I invited the Big Ten Network to come shoot the volleyball intro. Okay. Red Kingdom Volleyball Royalty.
Hey.
That's right, where you walked in. A lot of people thought it was CGI.
Thank you.
Anybody remember that? A lot of people thought it was CGI. I said, shoot, bring me those championships. I'll make it look good. Little pretty princess. Isn't that cool? Only thing I didn't let them do, they had a giant torch they wanted to light. I said, nope, bad headline. Record-breaking volleyball team burned in Robbers Cave. All right, oldest one I've ever found is right here, May 1875.
Oh, wow.
I'll show you. Come on over, I'll show it to you. Sam Dalton, May 1875.
Ah.
There you go. Right on the corner there. That's all trash. I'm going to take that out there. By the end of the night, that whole thing's going to be covered with glass. Too much broken glass.
Oh, from getting it out.
150 years apart. One line over here, one line over here. Any of you guys know why we went from a natural sandy floor to this poured cement slab? Here's a little clue for you. Got a lot of air
Big
under you.
hole.
You're in your free
Careful
fall.
over there.
Just kidding. No guesses? You're on the old dance floor. Think of Flappers getting down to the Charleston. Bands are playing right there. People told me their grandparents danced here all the way to 70.
Why is there a
Wow.
camera?
If this was the dance floor, what do you guys think that was?
The barn.
bathroom.
Bathroom, good job. Excuse me, miss. In the 20s, this was the necking nook where people would smooch. By the 60s, it had become the bathroom. You can fit about 4 at a time back there. You won't need a flashlight. Check it out. Coolest bathroom you ever seen. Not operational. Doesn't smell like it.
No, 4 at a time. Stay.
Just have a few seconds back there. We'll get everybody through. You guys find your name yet? I guess that's a no. Blank's there. Anybody find their name yet?
Like on the wall.
Yes.
Low batteries.
You're curious about the part that's
I'm
broken
taking
away?
pictures. So.
I wrote your number in there.
Didn't get all of it.
On the wall.
No, but Linda and your grandson.
No, it was.
Oh, wow.
Didn't we get our picture? Will it work?
The ends are all the way up the back.
It's way too claustrophobic. You'll need a light. So
Mommy, look at
Just show me the picture then.
So
I
cool.
didn't get one.
Great. Should I
The
go in?
heat on the
It's
wall.
fine, I just won't go in.
Okay, Wesley,
Here,
come out
hang
of the
on.
way so
It's
other
fine, I
people
just
can
won't
come.
go
Stay in line.
in.
There you go. There's a light.
It's fine, I just won't go.
Yes.
Unless you want to go again.
Okay, I'll go in and get a picture this time.
Oh my gosh, it really is a bathroom.
Just take a picture.
Yep. Trying to take a picture.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll leave my flashlight on for you.
There you go. Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you.
You see the weird little face up there?
Okay. Maybe I got a picture.
Why
I
is
can see if anything came out.
No electrician, I seem to have problems blowing that.
Why is there
This
a
screws do.
camera?
Yeah.
Why is there a camera up there?
Oh, that's not, that's an exit light.
It is very,
So where
very
they
dark
start
in
to
there.
fall out,
Yeah,
they just reattached them to the original
and
ones.
that makes sense.
Yep. I got a video for you
No.
later.
I was talking about that
The one
red
time
thing.
I've ever gotten people lights did something wrong.
That's
Back then it was kick sand over it and call it good. Isn't that something? Oh, it's no secret. It kinda
That's
goes
what I
somewhere.
said too. It's like,
We're gonna be walking up 4 flights of stairs, banging on somebody's door to go to the bathroom. I like it on the wedding tours when you get really fancy prissy ladies. I go, oh my God, where did it go? I'm like, you really wanna know? Turn on your tap
that's
and drink it. It's a filter for the aquifer.
Truth.
Where do you think water comes from? Filters down through sandstone.
Yep.
I like to hear that.
Whoa.
Everybody have a chance to see that wanted
Don't
to?
touch that.
Yeah? Yes, sir. You have a question? What? No? Okay. All right, you guys, this next stuff I'm gonna tell you, stay right here. Sounds
Guys.
totally made up. I promise it's true. You gotta keep in mind, people were made out of different stuff back in the day. This cave was a daycare. I swear to God, a daycare. People dropped those kids off with old lady Scarborough and a sack lunch. She had them running through here all day, unsupervised. All right? It sounds crazy today because it's
Pretty smart.
2024. But you all know there was a time when people knew how to take care of themselves and actually cared about each other. Anybody I've ever interviewed about this said heaven on earth. What were they doing in here? Riding bikes, crawling on picnic tables, taking out light bulbs, building forts, playing flashlight tag all day. Ditch 'em, dodge 'em, hide and seek. You all know you can get more trouble in 20 seconds on a cell phone than you could playing in here for a day, right?
Yep.
You guys want to meet her? Her name was Esther Bell. Esther Bell Stevens. There she is. Minnie the female sitting on her lap.
Oh my gosh.
So they had 3 coyotes. Their names were Minnie, Seymour, and Jack. They're domesticated. Isn't that crazy?
Coyote.
Different times.
She ran the daycare?
she's not a girl, she's a
If you want to call it that, she sat on the porch.
Yeah.
What's that green stuff
I'll
on
tell you
the
about
wall?
that too. Okay. I had the pleasure of meeting her grandson, you guys. Man, was he a character. His name was Ed Scarborough Jr. Now, after the 60s is when things get really weird. Ed moved here from Beverly Hills. He drove a 1932 black Cadillac full of guns. You should hear the sheriff's stories about him. This was his gun range. You guys been looking at them all too, where these are bullet holes. Once I say the word, your brain's just going to notice them everywhere. Okay? If you're wondering why, like I said, he's a rough dude. I tracked him down across in the pen, interviewed him for 1.5 years. If you couldn't tell from his color, Ed Jr. lived off 2 products. Okay? He ate Skippy peanut butter straight from the jar. No, he drank Old Milwaukee all day.
Was that you? The other one? Yeah. Oh.
He's the only one brave enough to talk to him. Scared most people away. I used to mess with him all the time. Ed, you ever take a bite of salad? You're dying instantly. 92 years old, off peanut butter and beer.
That's crazy.
Something to be said about enjoying what you do.
Wow.
Take stress out of your life. See what happens. American flag up top. State of Nebraska is almost 100. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Lincoln had Jewish fraternities. Right? Got Stars of David everywhere. This gal said to me one time, I slid down a pole to get into Robber's Cave. I had no idea what she was talking about. I went and asked Ed in one of our interviews. His answer was, up to the left from the bathroom. There's your bathroom. When you guys go up, make sure and look left. Envision, if you didn't want to take steps, you used to be able to, all right? Right into these tunnels by his old flagpole. Flagpole, he goes, boy, I cut that out a long time ago. Everybody landed on each other. No doubt. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Whomever's going the fun way, right, left, right, I'll be waiting on the other side. If anybody would rather take the steps and use rails, just follow me this way.
I'm going to take the rail.
We can play it safe. No problem. Yeah, I'll meet you on the other side. No problem.
That's where the pool was.
Wow. So down here,
This is just it, the exit. They just took the long way for the steps, so it's more safe, I think. I think that's where we came in, yeah.
Right over here, Dave.
Scarlet.
Kind of line up right here. Who would have taken the full back in the day, huh?
I would've.
Yeah, you're brave. That would hurt. Only way to take it
wanna
out
take it out?
is to after a lot of the way. Maybe something that's soft. All right, who wants to see the door to get in here? That's the entrance to Robbers Cave, 1970s.
Oh, wow.
You guys envision rolling up for your tour today? I'm sitting in front of this. Hi, everybody. Are you here to play underground? Well, let me grab you a balloon.
oh
Keep
wow,
driving.
I like it.
That's the entrance to the cave. 1970.
1970.
You want to see the souvenir booklet from 1908? Ed Jr. gave this to me before he died. 1908. This is back when Lincoln had streetcars. The directions to get here say ride the streetcar to the pen and walk to High Street. 100-year-old skull art. Go sell it to you at the gift shop.
Look at that face.
Did you find your
Ride
name?
the streetcar to the pen and walk to High Street.
Nobody would buy on.
If anybody's wondering about the barrels, they're movie props. If you ever watch HGTV, Travel Channel, PBS, probably see me yapping about the cave all the time. The production company from Knoxville bought the option on my book to make it into a movie.
This is Belle.
So you don't have to make up anything. That family was out there.
Okay.
These tunnels were used for everything. You guys ever watched the Robbers Cave movie based on my book? So the natural caverns could have been shelter for Native Americans, pioneers. The brewers came and enlarged it. After that, it got pretty wild, didn't it?
After
brothel, horse thievery, gambling, college parties, concerts, dances, gun range, and a daycare. Good thing not at the same time. Did you have a question, bud?
Yeah. If the wall was a door, a secret door.
Yeah, there kind of are some secret passages in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like Zelda, walk through the walls.
See, how do you
Okay.
went that way?
That's the top of the well shaft. It's capped with a big slab of cement. It's not Halloween anymore. Did anybody want to hear about the one time in
Yeah.
8 years I've ever been spooked out of here? This is for the electrician. Yeah, you want to hear it? March 2018. You got to keep in mind, this is a one-man business. Book and give every tour. It's always nice and quiet. Anytime I hear footsteps, it's the catering company up top. But this, according to the video, was March 2018. When I came in to get this up, all the bulbs, they weren't flashing on and off. Nobody's back there playing a joke on me, right? I came into the cave and all the bulbs start doing waves up and down the tunnels. Never seen it do that. It was really cool. I got the phone out, started recording everything right away. I'm like, nobody's gonna believe this. And I made it halfway down to right here, where the steps begin. They all cut off. I was standing here in the dark, recording with my phone, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I look over here, nothing. I look over here, nothing. A few seconds go by. Boom. One light bulb pops on, and the entire cave, that one, right next to where I was standing, and that's when I left. Everybody goes, you just follow it like Stranger Things. Nobody could fix the lights that day. Had to cancel the tour. It's never happened again. The best part about the whole story, once we're out of the tunnel, our phones break up. I'm just showing you the video. I don't know how many electricians have seen this. They all say the same thing. LEDs can't do that. All right? Follow me this way. I'll show you some other stuff. You were like stuck right to the front of me. Right this way, guys.
At least you had it like in your theory.
Wait.
He's in preschool and that's the only thing he's learned is to stay
Your
alive.
turn.
Right.
Wait.
I don't want you-
LED
I don't
light.
want you to get smashed. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, look at this rock.
Let us go.
Are they this big?
No, they're like that big.
They're little.
That's it.
Come on up, guys. Not done yet. Excuse me. No problem. I'm guessing that's everybody. Listen for screams. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, here's a couple of pictures out of the book to give you more evidence of how crazy that family was. Eclectic, I should say. This room we're in right now used to be the grandpa's exotic and tropical fish shop. All the way up to World War II, this dude is down here selling tropical fish. Can't make this up. Look at those aquariums.
Ezra? That's not it.
You can no longer import fish because of World War II. So the wild grandson I was telling you all about started to store all this gunpowder in here.
How'd you get into this?
You guys know where, frustration. You guys know where, Subway is? That was his gun shop. He's storing, gunpowder in here. They're breeds in the 60s. Boom, 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 boom. Ed Jr. accidentally takes out at his house. This is in the paper in 1968. You guys wanna know what he said to me?
Bringing back some bad memories, boy.
You wanna know what he called it? He called it the mishap. Yeah.
I never shut up.
Oh, I fear for my life every time I go talk to that dude. Okay, come here to the middle of the room as best you can. I'll show you guys the video. Can't tell you a story like that with nothing to back it up.
What is this?
Oh, the map that used to hang on the fence. Ed Jr. hand painted that. March 2018, 6:36 p.m. If you're nice and quiet, you can hear my footsteps. If you have epilepsy, shut your eyes. Let's take it in there all the way. You should see him going down and back. this other tunnel. They're doing the same. Now see that red light? I'm not worried about that. That's the battery operated exit. I changed that. But part of me is waiting for somebody to come out and say, gotcha. Nothing happened. They all cut off. Here's what gets the electricians. This one right by me. Boom. That's when I start talking to myself. I remember looking over here, nothing. I looked down this other tunnel. I have no idea why there's this blue light.
Oh.
Nope, time to go. I have been back there a million times. There are lights back there. They're these. They are not that color. I was not in the mood to find out why. One meant to be given to her that day. See why I saved that toward the end? Half of you might not go in there with me.
Do you have that on YouTube?
It's on Google, yeah.
You have it?
Yeah.
Nice.
You bet.
That's
Nobody,
pretty
it's
cool.
still a mystery. They can't figure out why it was just the one day, why it was just the one light, how it changed color, but mostly how they fixed themselves. They're all on that one switch. You think a breaker would have done something. Okay, next. Here's a lot of the stuff found in the cave cleaning it out. You can find everything from a drive shaft to a pickaxe heads, a wagon link, a leg-operated horseshoe lights, ice tongs, meat grinders, jacks and saws, and a lot of apothecary and whiskey bottles. So it's come a long ways from almost being bulldozed. I'm glad the city never got it, probably parking lot. But to me, you can't recreate things like that. I was very thankful the book won the Nebraska Book Award. It's been reprinted 23 times. And thanks to you guys, things have stayed popular for 8 years with almost no advertising. Word of mouth, social media, famous people tend to like it. I hung out with a lot of cool bands in here over the years. You'll never guess who was here on my birthday, August the 1st. They were traveling from Boston to Salt Lake City, Utah for the 30th anniversary of The Sandlot, one of my favorite movies. Where do you think of one place in Nebraska?
They
that
came
wanted to
here.
stop? Remember these dudes? They all look the same. They fill in the smalls. Isn't that funny?
That's great.
When my daughter stays late that night.
For sure.
Here, most people will remember this kid. You play ball like a girl. Remember that dude? Hambino, that's what they call him. Pretty fun 41st birthday.
Yeah?
That bare naked lady, Cheryl Crow. This is where they come to Lincoln, no one's gonna bother them, there's 3 bars, and we got 4 parking lots, the heck of us. Alright, you guys, ask me anything you want, we'll take care of the doors at the top. The last thing I like, just a moment, Fred. The last thing I like to share with you guys about the cave is how fast time goes when you're underground. The reason I talk fast, I got a lot of stories. All the tours to me feel like 20-minute walkthroughs. Learn to set a timer, because look at that. I've had you underground 55 minutes. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, it's like being in a submarine. We got some cardio to do. Follow me this way. What's your question, buddy?